Hi everybody. Okay, this is video one. I'm gonna start out fun and then I'm gonna have a little serious and then I'll be done for today. Good news is we have soap operas again tomorrow, so more content there. But okay. So this is a movie I watched a couple times now, all the way through, called Good Deeds. It was made in 2014. It starred Tyler Perry and Gabrielle Union and Tandy Newton, which she was on. Well, she was in the movie Crash, and she was also on ER for one season, a couple episodes. Um, she played John Carter's wife. Okay, so Good Deeds. Gabrielle Union plays a girl who knew the guy. This is the Deeds family, African American family. Has their own company, and the brothers are completely different from each other. Walter and Wesley. Now, Walter is the bad seed of the family. Alcoholic, been in trouble with the law, doesn't have his car right now because he's been under arrest a few times, and his mother, played by the wonderful Phylicia Rashad, is not happy with him at all and won't speak to the judge on his behalf. And so in comes Wesley, played by Tyler Perry, and has to drive him to work every day, and he says your temper is going to get you in trouble, and he has a wife or a girlfriend, I'm not sure, Walter, um, who he gets into an argument with in the first scene, and he yells and he uses a language that you shouldn't use about a female, and that's when Wesley says a line, you know, and then what happens is he's going to work. So he has a parking spot that's supposed to be his. He supposedly parks on it every day. Unbeknownst to the woman, um, who is actually one of the, I don't know, cleanup crew of the company, Lindsay. So, and Walter at first didn't like her at all, you know. Um, But Wesley gives her a chance and says, okay, well, let's just don't park here, you know, find another spot. And she has a little daughter named Ariel. Uh, and, you know, they start talking, and she has an idea of who, like, stereotypical picture of who he is in her mind, but he's far from that. But it takes him a couple of months to realize that. But see, the thing that he gives her stability in her life because she was married to her husband, but he was killed in military action. And so she's now a single mother raising the daughter, right? Okay, well, apparently she's not, uh, I don't know, not as well off as the Deeds family. So she doesn't have enough money to pay for rent that month. So they get kicked out. So they're officially homeless, and she goes to a homeless shelter for a couple nights, and I think the first or second night she goes, a guy tries some stuff. Nothing happens, but she knows she has to leave. So, but Wesley doesn't know that at this point. All he knows is that her daughter's pretty hungry, but he doesn't equate it to anything yet. Okay, so and then Lindsay gives him the freedom to open up and just be himself and not have so many rules because I guess when you're the head of a company, well, in the first scene, the very first scene, Wesley, you know, Tyler Perry says, "My life has been decided for me since the age of 4." So I guess he was like determined to take over the company and all this stuff. And that his mother has an idea of who he should marry, and that's the Gabrielle Union character. Because they were friends for a long time, and the parents were friends, and they were kind of told, like they were told you would make a good couple, so therefore they fell into the couple um, bond or label. But turns out she doesn't want kids, and he doesn't want to marry her because he's not in love with her. He loves her like a friend, I guess, but not in love with her. But she seems to be the perfect girl for him until Lizzie shows up. And at first, I read it as the character Natalie is very sure of herself and sure of the relationship, but it's not sureness; it's complacency, which is completely different. Um, so and then the friends come in. Uh, Eddie Cibrian plays Wesley's best friend at work, and Rebecca Romaine now, because she was famous, but now she's O'Connell. Um, she plays her best friend, and she says they go to a fashion show, and she says you don't have to check in with them, and Gabrielle Union says no, we don't have that kind of relationship, and then the Rebecca Romaine says what? You don't have that kind of relationship, and she's just baffled by that. So then, okay. So he's very buttoned up. Wesley is very buttoned up in the beginning. And then Lizzie just asks him little questions like, how much does a gallon of milk cost? And, you can play Tupac in your office and you can have casual Friday and stuff. Because this guy is like OCD type A, wears almost the same thing every day, eats the same thing for breakfast, that kind of a thing. So then Lindsay gets them to open up, and then through the movie you see the whole relationship, which is cool, and it actually progresses. So I like that. The only part I don't like is about that when Wesley does make a move on Lindsay, he kind of doesn't tell her he's already engaged. So she's kind of going into it not knowing what she's getting into, because she thinks he's free. But then when he kisses her, but then backs away, she's confused. Um, but as all romantic comedies work out, they work out in the end. But it is a winding road, so. But it's worth the trip because I've seen it, like I said, in bits and pieces a bunch of times. But full, I watched it twice or three times. So it's a good movie. It's a good find. If you like that kind of thing, check it out.